Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you the Reti opening. So the Reti opening starts after knight f3 instead of e4 and e5, the normal moves. So black has variety of different things to play here. He can play the Ross gambit with e5 or the main line d5. He can also play knight c6, which is called the black Mustang defense, or just copy white by playing knight f6 instead. So if this is played, then this is called the John Tracy gambit in the Alkine's defense. We'll talk about the Alkine's defense later. So instead of playing the John Tracy gambit, he can also play knight c3, and after the knights are out, then it becomes like a knight game. So it becomes the 4 knights game. So instead of that, in the black Mustang defense, so what's black trying to do in the black Mustang defense is play e4 and take up space. So if white plays e4, then it transforms into the Nimzitsko defense, declined. We'll talk about the Nimzitsko defenses later too. So if black plays e5, then it transforms into the normal variation, king's knight variation. And there's a interesting gambit that you actually have here. It's called the Tennyson gambit or the intercontinental ballistic missile gambit. So it starts after the Reti opening normal moves, knight f3 and then d5, and you sacrifice a pawn with e4. So black has to take in order to make this gambit work, and then you have to play knight g5, attacking this pawn and also this for later use. So black has many different kinds of safety things here, like to protect the pawn. One is knight f6, which is actually not a very bad move, but it is kind of a bad move because you're allowing the intercontinental ballistic missile gambit to happen. So instead of that, play bishop f5, or just leave the pawn alone and develop normally, and you'll still be fine because you'll have more development than white. So if we go back again, if you choose to protect this pawn, then it's fine, because after this, after takes and takes, you're actually pretty fine and white's better here. Or actually black is, because he has an extra pawn, but white can easily develop and he already has a knight outside. So if we go back again, instead, if you want to play knight f6, then you're allowing the gambit to happen, and what's actually going to happen is d3. So even though this happens, you shouldn't, or you can take, and after the bishop takes, then you just play knight c6, protecting your queen, because the main idea of the Tennyson gambit is to take black's queen. So again, if you want to do something like this, not that, but you can also play e6, which is also a fine move, because even though after this is actually a very bad idea for white. So this is actually what happens in the Tennyson gambit, but after the king takes, this check doesn't work anymore. Actually, it does work, because even after that, you still win the queen back. But white's better, but black has more pieces, and obviously after this, white's actually way better. So instead of moving the bishop, you have to play bishop b4 check instead. So that's the way to regain your queen back. You do lose material, but you are regaining your material back, and after takes you get your material back, and it's all fine because your black is actually winning here with +4 in material advantage. And again, if we go back, if black plays something else like bishop d7, that's also fine because you're still preventing the gambit. Because of this, the queen is now protected. And that's not the only thing. You can also play knight be7 or knight bd7, reinforcing the knight and at the same time protecting your queen from the gambit. So again, instead of the tension gambit, you can also play normally, which transforms into other variations. So Reti gambit, the Reti opening actually transforms into many variations if you don't play the main lines. So let's look at the Ross gambit. If somebody plays the Ross gambit, just take it, and whatever move they do, just retreat back. Because you're still fine, even though black has more development, you can actually come back. Instead of knight c3, you can also play d4 attacking, and obviously the bishop has to go back and you can develop normally, and you're better because you have an extra pawn. So instead of the Ross gambit, if they play the black Mustang defense as I shown, after the black Mustang defense, and if you play d4, then it transforms into the main cast defense, queen's pawn opening. So the Reti opening can transform into many variations. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next.